All right. What's going on, guys? I'm Sam. Hope all of you are doing well today. We are talking about the future of the MacBook today. The 16-inch, completely redesigned, all-new MacBook Pro. Expected not in 2020, not in 2021, but actually later this year, now hearing release in October of 2019. So I want to tell you guys all the latest rumors. If you guys are excited for this, drop a like down below, hit subscribe for more. Let's go ahead and talk about Apple's next move for the MacBook. This computer is going to be really important for a couple of reasons, mainly because a lot of professionals, myself included, have either gotten bored with the MacBook Pro line or have been genuinely unimpressed or sometimes disappointed by what you get when you pay a ton of money. Starting with the keyboard, Apple's redesigned it 4 or 5 times with the same butterfly mechanism and have only realized recently that that's not the way to go, because even this newest MacBook Pro doesn't have it, and the very first rumor we are hearing for the 16-inch MacBook Pro is the fact that Apple is actually redesigning it with a more stable and reliable mechanism. It is going to go back to scissor switches like the MacBook has had for a long time, and it's going to make it so that you can actually type on your keyboard and a little flake of dust can go down or a piece of dead skin, and it doesn't actually break your MacBook Pro that costs $3,000. What? That's crazy. How could it take 4 years to get to this point? In all seriousness, we did get a fresh report very recently from Apple analyst Min-Chi Kuo with an extremely good reputation, so trust what this individual says, saying that Apple is going to switch to a scissor switch mechanism. So Apple appears to have finally just accepted failure and realized that maybe the butterfly keyboard mechanism wasn't a good idea in the first place. I think that's going to be the first way that they win pros back with this computer. The second way is going to be with this screen. As somebody who does video editing, as anybody who does creative work, generally we like a large workspace, and that is exactly what Apple's doing with the new 16-inch MacBook Pro this year. We don't have an exact screen size just yet, but we're hearing between 16 and 16.5 inches, which is going to be a pretty nice upgrade from the 15.3-inch model that is the top model that we have now. Another analyst with pretty good connections to MacBook displays has said that the rumored resolution is 3027 by 1920, so it's pretty much going to be your standard 2K display. It's not going to be like 4K or 5K packed into a MacBook. That's just way too battery draining right now and kind of pointless for a screen this big, so it's not going to be like a huge screen jump in that case. But what myself and pretty much everybody else who covers technology is expecting is for Apple to hopefully significantly reduce the bezels around the sides of the MacBook Pro. So while the body size will be similar to something like the 15-inch MacBook Pro that is out on the market right now, the screen size is going to increase and the bezels around the edges are going to shrink. Here's the problem. Nobody's actually said that that's happening for sure. You've seen these images before, right? They look incredible. If you saw this MacBook Pro come out, it would turn your head and you'd say, yeah, I mean, it's kind of expensive. I don't really need it, but like still, it's something that I genuinely want. So already this is looking pretty promising. If Apple can actually deliver on the 16 to 16.5 inch LCD 3027 by 1920 screen, a redesigned MacBook Pro, possibly with slimmer bezels, hopefully, I know that sounds crazy, but a little bit thicker so the processor can get clocked a little bit higher and you'll get faster performance on this new MacBook Pro, faster than you'd be able to get in the last MacBook Pro design. And completing the trifecta, a redesigned scissor mechanism keyboard that doesn't fail at a very high percentage rate, Apple could actually win professionals back over, and I would be this much more inclined to talk about the MacBook Pro and cover it and use it in my daily life. I genuinely just like using the iMac Pro because it has a bigger screen, it has a reliable keyboard, and yes, at the end of the day, it is faster, again, because the body's a little bit bigger. We don't know anything about the specifics of the RAM inside or the processing power or how the internals are going to be set up, what the battery life might look like. That's also something that I'm just genuinely disappointed in. Like my MacBook Pro, when I'm editing, lasts maybe an hour and a half. The 15-inch MacBook Pro starts at $2,399 here in the US. But what about the big kahuna? What price tag can we expect for that? Well, a recent analyst has suggested that it could cost upwards of 3,000 buckaroos. Yes, 3,000 buckaroos for the new MacBook Pro. Now, normally when I hear a price like this, I get really upset and I know Apple's price gouging, they just know they can do this professionals. But at this point, I don't really care if it's $3,000 or more. Let's say it starts at, $3,099 or $3,200 or $3,300 or $3,400 or $3,500. At this point, I'm just looking for a MacBook Pro that has good battery life, a nice body that allows for fast processor performance, a reliable keyboard, and a slightly bigger screen. redesigned as well, with slimmer bezels. That would just be the cherry on top. If Apple can actually deliver that, then I think this new MacBook Pro is going to change the future of the MacBook Pro for the good, because we've been going downhill. We got a redesigned MacBook Pro. We've had all these issues with it. If Apple can finally get out of the sunken place, get their head in the game, and realize that some of these design decisions that they made were the wrong design decisions, then professionals like myself, I guarantee you'll start seeing everybody carrying around this new MacBook Pro. One thing's for sure though, this new MacBook Pro is on the way. So many sources now have said that Apple is actually planning to launch it this year. We first heard September. Sounds like it could actually be more like October, which makes more sense to me. September is going to be Apple Watch Series 5, new iPhones. Let me hear your thoughts on this MacBook Pro down below. Are you guys planning to pick one up? It's definitely looking very tempting. Now, obviously, because it is still a bit early in the game, a lot could change. It could get delayed until 2020, but I feel pretty confident at this point that some new 16-inch MacBook Pro is coming this year. All right, guys, that's all for now. These are my thoughts on the 16-inch MacBook Pro. Hit like if you enjoyed. Hit subscribe for more. I'll catch you guys, you cool cats, and everybody else in between in the next video. Bye, guys.